somebody, one of the questions, because of course I asked them, I said, what do you want to ask Carl? Somebody asked if you ever sleep.
I will sometime.
I understand that. All right, Cynthia, I don't know. I'm waiting for the record button and I don't see it on. I don't know if it's because I'm a participant. I can't see that it's recording. Can you let me know for recording? I started recording. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to welcome you guys to a very special TeamMADE International call tonight. Now, I think it's been almost, if not a little over 4 years since we've had Carl on a team call. So I know. So I really, it's my fault. I'm the quiet one that never asks for that kind of stuff. So, but as soon as I asked, he jumped on it, and I really appreciate that. And he asked that I keep his introduction very brief, so I'm going to oblige. But he's our main man. He's our CEO, but he's more like a partner with us. And if there's anything that I can say about him is I really, truly hope that you're watching his Insta stories because he is our 4 vital behaviors in a nutshell in those Insta stories. And every time I watch them, I fall more in love with Beachbody and more in love with what I do every single day, because he is absolutely a prime example of who we are and what we do. And I think that speaks volumes, because I don't think you see that very often. And I really appreciate the fact that he's in the trenches with us every single day. So you have to follow him on Insta stories if you're not yet. And I wanted to take a minute to brag to Carl, because I know that today we have some brand new coaches. We have some vet coaches on here, and we also, Carl, have some future UK coaches on this call as well. And so I just want to take a moment to really brag about the team. I think we've had a really, really successful past 9 years. And that shows. We have, really high retention rate in the company. And I think that speaks volumes, because when people come in, they feel a home, they feel comfortable and pushed and successful in all the things that they decide to do. We have a team motto called "Leave It Better," and I think that we absolutely do that. And we lead with fitness. That's one thing that's really important to us, is that everything that we do is we lead with fitness first, and everything else kind of falls into place. We are definitely a fitness-based team. We care about our health. We care about other people's health. And we're really excited about sharing that with Moving International. So because we have both vets, newer coaches, and then obviously prospective coaches from the UK.
Wait, Melissa, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I just want to understand something before you ask me questions. What does that mean? And by the way, I apologize for my voice. I hit 4 cities in 2.5 days and spoke at each city, and all that time in the air. And then I had a board meeting on Monday where I have to talk and describe the state of the business. So thank God for Shakeology, but it doesn't necessarily help your vocal cords. So it's just, I think I sound kind of cool, actually.
Kind of sexy.
Right? It's kind of neat. So let's just go with this as the new normal. But when you say you're fitness first,
yeah,
can you tell me what that means? Are you saying that you're fitness first versus business opportunity first? Or are you saying you're fitness first versus nutrition first? I'm just trying to.
Oh, yeah. We're fitness first versus as opposed to business first. And I think that is why we have such a strong team, and why we've stuck together for so long, is because everything is about, health and happiness. And when you feel good about yourself, everything else falls into place. Building a business is extremely important to us, and which is why you're here today. But we always lead with ourselves, leading by example with fitness.
Got it. Okay. All right. So now you were going into the business. You've got 3 sort of constituents here: veterans, newer coaches, and then prospective or brand new coaches in a new market in the UK. That's where I interrupted you.
Yes. And so I wanted to ask a question for our newer UK coaches and our new coaches here in Canada and the US. And then I also wanted to ask you a question that was more geared toward our vets. We have 8+ year coaches, in this call as well. So if I can ask you those 2, you can take it away and enlighten us with your wisdom. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. The number 1, I have it written down. Our new and UK coaches are coming in during such an exciting time. Now we're going digital and we're expanding internationally. Would you briefly share with us why you and John created Team Beachbody 10 years ago, and some insight into the future with Beachbody Live, world domination, future fitness tools and programs, nutrition and consumables, and why you're more confident than ever in the direction that we're going? Do you want to answer that first or get both?
Okay. What was the last part?
I said, did you want me to tell you both questions or you want one at a time?
No, that was a lot in there.
Okay.
But it was a good question, but I might need you to remind me of some of it.
Okay.
So I'm going to answer, because you put two questions in there. Why did we start it, and why are we more confident than ever? So I want to start with that last part.
Okay.
Because maybe I hope this doesn't. I have a tendency to not be the smartest guy on these calls, but I will say I can't say I'm more confident than ever. Okay. I just can't say that. I never feel confident, and that's one of the reasons that the company never stops innovating. Mm-hmm. Is because at the top you've got a guy who wakes up every day who's exceptionally dissatisfied with the state of acquisition of new customers and bringing people in and helping them achieve their goals. The number of people who we have who are not just coaches, but great coaches. I'm never satisfied with our product line. I see areas where we can constantly be innovating and improving. So the one thing I know is that the opportunity is like so much bigger than I ever expected. I think people take for granted that, there's Carl, he's the CEO of $1 billion a year company. And they take for granted, they might have just met me in these circumstances. I never expected to be here. This is so much bigger. When I started the business in 98, John and I can remember we were fantasizing one time about, wouldn't it be amazing if this was $100 million a year business? And now we look at companies who say they're doing $100 million. We're like, oh, remember when we were that small? And, it's crazy. And I'm not saying that to be in any way like arrogant. I'm just saying, all I'm saying is like, look at this. It's $1 billion. And at the same time, I look at the fitness industry in general. If I look at the worldwide fitness industry, it's about an $82 billion a year industry. In the U.S., let's use the U.S. as an example. That's 30 billion of the 82 billion, serving 60 million people. That's all. There's 2 billion overweight or obese people in the world, 266 million in North America, and only 60 million people are members of clubs. The average club member has to drive 4 miles to get to their club. And, they're not living on super highways. So that 4 miles is good. 4 miles is 10 to 15, sometimes 20 minutes, depending on the lights and traffic. And then you got to find parking and all that. And I'm not saying that gyms are a bad thing, because obviously we believe in Beachbody Live and the prospect of group exercise. But complement that, because it's not that convenient, complement that with the opportunity to reach the 2 billion people in the world, or at least the 300 million people who are overweight or obese in North America and the UK, and you go, we have an unbelievable opportunity that for the first time, it's such a bigger and more potent opportunity for us now that we've put it all together, including this thing called Beachbody On Demand. So when you combine Shakeology, which is like this miracle in a bag, and Beachbody On Demand with this outrageous value proposition and so much content and nutrition plans, and then this like thing that I think too many coaches discount is the value of peer support or somebody holding you accountable, because people can go buy any old shake, or they could grind up a bunch of vegetables and put superfoods in a blender and they could make their own shake. I wouldn't advise it. It's going to taste like pretty bad, but But you can do it, and you can go get YouTube videos to do your workouts, but
Mhm.
you're still going to need that peer support. And without paying an extra cent, you guys, we basically represent this change in the model that is so potent, that is so much more convenient than expecting this massive amount of people to join gyms. So
Yeah.
like, I'm so much more excited now of this $1 billion a year company being a $10 billion a year company. And I mean that when I say it. I said it in the board meeting the other day, and the guy's like, "What are you talking about $10 billion?" I'm like, if we don't get to $10 billion, we have failed, because we have the best product, the most competent and articulate super trainers. We have this shake, which people can feel, like they immediately feel better. Their health gets better. Their appetite gets suppressed. They feel so good when they drink this shake. They can tell the difference after a month when they stop drinking it. And people get support from this free coach. Like, it's a winning proposition. It's like a total disruption. So this is going to be a $10 billion business. And when that says we do 10 billion, we split that 50-50 with the network. So some coaches are going to be a part of this to get their share of that $5 billion. And some people are going to be like, it's going to be too hard to work, because that's the thing. It is going to be hard work. And frankly, that takes me to your first question. Why did we start the business? We started the business because back in 2005, we looked at how much we were selling all these DVDs. I mean, we were the number one infomercial company in the United States and Canada. And but we just didn't know if people were doing the product. But the people who, so we would sell, let's say we sell 10,000 kits. We wouldn't know, we know that a few hundred would do it, because they come to the message boards and tell us all the great results they were getting. But we don't know if all 10,000 were opening. In fact, you talk to people and they say, "Oh yeah, I bought that P90X, and it's still on my bookshelf in the cellophane wrap." And be like, "Well, you should really try it." They're like, "It seems pretty hard. I just wanted to buy it." So there's now we've got this opportunity, or what we looked at was actually to the question of why did you start it. So we said, okay, the people, let's say out of 10,000, that 1,000 really did the program and had the discipline to see it all the way through. They were telling us, those 1,000 people would tell us, I'm selling like, I've sold 50 of these to my friends and family who saw my incredible results with P90X or Insanity or Turbo Jam, Turbo Fire, Hip Hop Abs, Slim and Six, and so on. They'd be like, "I got such great results, man. You should make me a salesman for your company, because I'm selling it like crazy." And John and I were like, "Well, that's kind of interesting." And the point is, because if you as customers were getting these results and selling the product on our behalf, you did the hard work. Yeah, we did create a great product and we're super proud of it, but it's something really special to say your fitness first, or your health and fitness first. Let's say that. And if your own transformation, if being the proof the product works is a vital behavior, and you're creating demand for our products, you deserve a piece of the action. Now, look, it wasn't charity. We were thinking, imagine, again, let's use the 10,000 people example. If 10,000 people now understand that if they get results, P90X or 21-day fix or 80-day obsession, for instance, if they go through that whole program knowing that on the other side of it, their results will attract people to that program, and they could make 50% of the revenue that comes in from that. And I'm saying 50% in a sort of a oversimplification of the comp plan, of course, but that bottom line is you get a share of the revenue. What other fitness program has that financial incentive on the other side of it? So it was not charity. It was clever for us to create, and also looking at the trend of obesity, where so many millions of people are obese or overweight, have low self-esteem, are motivated. We know they're buying other products. They're buying gimmicks. They're buying diets that work for 30 days and then their metabolism gets shut down and they have to go find something else. So we know that there's a market out there. What if we were the ones that connected a financial opportunity, financial upside for getting results to the program. We're like, that's $1 billion idea. And it turns out it is. But it needed something, because it's not just about the program. And it's not just, so it's the program, it's this support and accountability like you experience with my Challenge Tracker app, holding people accountable to doing their, to saying I did my workout, but also this idea of this shake, because we all know that the food chain has changed over time. So we created Shakeology, and now we've also got Daily Sunshine for the kids, or for people to have as a snack. That since first off, as I always say, I eat like a second grader, and I don't like vegetables. So if I'm going to make a change to my diet, it's not just about eating less pizza. It's also about finding a way to help my body work better so that I can stay fit, so that I can have the energy to do the workouts. And that's where we saw a gap in the marketplace to go beyond just protein shakes, which are available everywhere, but to fill this gap, and that is in whole food nutrition. Because look, I don't know about you, I don't have a problem with protein, although I was probably eating too much protein that was fried or caked or lathered in something that wasn't good for me, just to make it interesting. But protein wasn't my problem. It's the phytonutrients, it's the superfoods, it's adaptogens, it's fiber and greens that I wasn't getting. So I said to my wife, Isabel, and she found this guy, Darren Oline. I said, can you create a shake that will help me if I'm going to make a lifestyle change, and if our customers are going to make a lifestyle change, let's go all the way with it. We're not just going to help them get six packs and muscly and get thin. We're going to help them have more energy and, just like I said, feel better. And can you create that? And they were like, yeah, it's going to have all these herbs in it though, so it's going to taste pretty yucky. I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'll just down that one thing. I can get it done. 4 ounces of sludge. I'll knock it back and we'll do it. So we did that, but we also had an R&D team that said, wait a minute, we can make this taste like chocolate. Like what? And we can make it taste like, like greenberry, whatever that is. We can make it taste like vanilla, or cafe latte. So like this opportunity to make this healthy shake taste good was a real game changer. That's when the holistic product came together of what Team Beachbody represents. That is so distinct in the market. Fitness, giving people a cash incentive to put their fitness and nutrition together with this potent daily serving of nutrition that makes them feel better, so that the holistic experience is not going to be about a 3-week or a 3-month lifestyle change, but something that they want to do for years, and something that now they're a good example to their kids. So, right now, the way the trend's going, our kids have a shorter life expectancy than us. Like, we're raising a generation where the behaviors that we're teaching them as a society or a culture or a generation, let's say, the behaviors that we're teaching them are contributing to them having a shorter life expectancy than us. Shame on us if we don't do something about that. And Team Beachbody is doing something about that by being role models. The coaches who are with this financial incentive and fitness and nutrition first are the role models to our kids that you need to get off the phone. You need to get away from the video games or the TV or whatever, the passive screen every once in a while, and go do something, which is what's so exciting about Double Time with this partner program coming out in November. So back to the question. We created this because we saw an opportunity. It's business, but nothing feels better than a business where you know that you're solving a problem that nobody else has been able to solve, and which is actually accelerating to the wrong side of the equation, where 1 in 3 adults over the age of 40 are pre-diabetic, and that those 1 in 3 adults who are pre-diabetic are in danger of, they're going to pull another $10,000 to $20,000 out of the healthcare system. So, like, we're really solving a problem here, but in solving that problem, the people who help us solve the problem, who work hard enough to help us solve the problem, are going to be rewarded the more they solve the problem. So everybody wins. The customer wins, the coach wins, the company wins, and that's super exciting. So that's why we started it. That's why I know that the opportunity is massive, but I don't take it for granted, and this is why I don't sleep, because the opportunity is so darn big that if I don't stay on top of it, if I don't get on coach calls, if I don't keep thinking about ways to innovate and evolve and do exciting things like Clean Week to give people a peek at what it's like to live a healthy lifestyle, that comes out October 3rd, or Double Time, or then A Little Obsessed, an 80-day obsession. If we don't continue to innovate this way, then we just go stale. So I got to keep working. So I'll sleep another time.
I hear you. Sleep's overrated.
Right?
Actually, it's not. Sleep's good for you. But I know that you can't to this little tiny team because it's not fair to the rest of the organization. But of course, when I said, what do you want to hear from Carl? A lot of them were like, what's coming up? And I know you can't speak specifically, but is there any kind of a teaser that you can give the team on? I mean, I'm in the 80-day obsession test group, and I'm just obsessed with it. As funny, as ironic as that sounds. So that's coming, and we have 4 other team members in that group as well, and we are absolutely loving it. But maybe for 2018, 3 years down the road, 5 years down the road, could you share your vision or the direction that we're headed, especially with the big change that we've had from us old school coaches having the DVDs and having the launches every couple of months to now having Beachbody on demand, which is amazing. But where you're a visionary and you're the innovation of Beachbody, kind of where you see us going more than just 6 months down the road.
Well, I think an important thing to see that particularly coaches who've been in it for 8 or 9 years, they haven't seen is the recurring revenue of Beachbody On Demand. So look at the content that's been added since we started annual All Access. Yeah. You've had UV2, Sean Week, Shift Shop, a week of hard labor, Clean Week's coming up, Double Time's coming up, and A Little Obsessed, and then 80-day obsession. Basically in a year, you've had 8 new programs. And what that means is we're already seeing the numbers that retention in Beachbody On Demand is, and that's in $99, this $99 sort of package or this annual All Access bundle is much better than we had when people were just buying 21-day fix. They buy 21-day fix and they would be gone. And when I say retention, I'm talking retention with Shakeology and retention into Beachbody On Demand. So what coaches are going to start to experience is what happens in late December and January as their customers now start to renew. And all of a sudden, you're going to start seeing these commissions come from renewals. And you're like, wait a minute, I didn't do anything. I haven't spoken to that person for a while. And did I lose you? You're still there. Hey, wait, hold on 1 second, because my battery. Hold on. Wait, I'm going to be right. I'm coming. Swear to God. Hold on.
We have all experienced this.
Right? This is like real life problems.
Absolutely.
All right. Now my little cord isn't reaching. This is really embarrassing. I only run a $1 billion company, you'd think.
We're getting nervous.
All right. Here we go. Okay. So can you see me?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So, so all this content, all this renewal, subscription renewal, we've lost some coaches who are like, oh, wait, now that I can't sell a new DVD program every quarter or so, I'm losing that opportunity. What they're missing out is the fact that because there's so much content that keeps getting poured into this thing, and you look at 80-day obsession as a great example, we're going to start, I think we'll start between 100,000, maybe up to 250,000 people doing 80-day obsession on January 15th.
I agree.
That's all these people that are going to renew when we come around to All Access, and they're going to be doing a program for 3 months. And that's just commissions, man. It's just going to roll in, and that's going to attract more people to come in and do it. Buy a challenge pack for annual All Access, and then a year later, they're going to renew. And they're going to do it every year because the ideas that we have coming out more content, deeper community, better support. They call it the network effect. And the more people going in, the more people using the Challenge Tracker app, the more people supporting each other, the more people want to be in there supporting each other. You know, I don't know about you, but if I went to YouTube and found a great program, I wouldn't keep up with it because I'm just like, that'll be there tomorrow. I can blow it off today. I've got a scratchy voice. Who knows where this is going to go? So, you know what I'm saying? Like it's very easy to blow off. But I know, like I've got 1 million members of Beachbody On Demand. When I say I'm going to do Shift Shop like I did in August, and I didn't post to the Challenge Tracker app for a couple days, man, people were all over me. Where'd you go? What's happening? What are you doing? Like, you people are relentless. So that's why this is going to work, and it's going to attract people. Now, in terms of innovation, all right, I'm going to give you one tiny little hint. And it's from an innovation standpoint, you might find out something maybe by early next week. It might be Friday. I'm not sure when the announcement is going to be. But don't make plans for the week of November 6th. Okay?
Okay.
Don't make plans.
Okay.
So, because there's a little thing's going to happen. So, so there's that. But I will say that there are, so there's announcements coming at Leadership. We're going to start to tease some of that out. But you're going to learn about some things that on November 3rd at Leadership that are going to show you just how comprehensive Beachbody On Demand and the combination of Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology and Beachbody Performance and Daily Sunshine and the support of a coach, just how comprehensive and how tight that can work together and how effective it can be for anybody at any point in their life. And I can't say a lot. I just can't say more. But it's basically going to add a total new dimension to what we do. That's all. Just on November 3rd, you're going to find out. We're going to tease it out before then. But we've been working on something for 2 years that has had stunning results for people. Been a very quiet thing. And when you find out what it is in November, you're going to be like, that's what we needed. That is exactly what we needed. Here we go. And it's a really good time to be a part of this. And obviously, I think that the UK is going to be such an exciting part of an addition to what we do. I can't wait to go over there for the launch. We're going to do a surge from over there. We have a surge coming next week on October 3rd to talk to coaches about how they're going to implement Clean Week. We've just got so much going on. Around the launch of Double Time, we're going to be doing all these contests and ways to incorporate your kids into the lifestyle. Like, here's my vision, okay? And I know we're running out of time and I'm running out of voice. My vision for this is that the home is the center of where the family feels protected and healthy. That home is where the health is. Home is not this unhealthy place where we just watch TV, play video games, and snack. And then we go to the gym if we want to be healthy, or we go to the health food store. I want the home to be this healthy place that everybody is like, hey, let's check out those Fix8 recipes. Hey, Mom, can you make me one of those Daily Sunshine shakes? Hey, let's all go do this Double Time workout together. Like, that should be a place of activity where the family comes together and feels like, hey, look at us taking care of each other. This is cool, rather than it being such a drag. I can't believe Mom made healthy food again. Instead, we're going to have the information and the enthusiasm around feeling good and taking care of yourself. That's our legacy to our kids. That's my vision. And I don't want that just in 5 million households. Right now it's in over 1 million households. I want that in every household. So probably at $10 billion, I'm probably shooting a little low. This is going to be a big deal. And I think I need 2 million coaches to. So I think that you don't lead with the business opportunity. I think it's very important that healthy lifestyle is first. I need 2 million people who believe that a healthy lifestyle is first. And I need them to have big hearts, and I need them to care more about helping people than they do care about lining their own pockets. And if they live it that way, they will line their pockets. But it's got to be health first. That's the way I operate. I just came out of a meeting where we were talking about investments that we're making for the next 15 months. It's the rest of this year and then 2018. And the team was blown away by how much capital John and I were pushing onto the table to make sure that the innovations that we know are available to us happen, because we are at a very exciting time. This is a crossroads, believe me. There are some people who are going to get it, and there are some people who are stuck in the DVD model who just won't get it. But when you imagine that Beachbody On Demand is going to be at the center of health, fitness, and nutrition in the household, and that there's a community that revolves around that and access to the most effective, scrutinized, potent supplements available, that's a game changer. And that's what we're doing. We're changing the game, which means sometimes, hey, look, it's been a great 9 years, but it wasn't straight up for 9 years. You know, we had a couple bumps in the road. Last couple of years, we've been in transition to this digital model. That's a bump in the road. But nobody has solved this problem. 266 million people overweight or obese in North America. And now we go to the UK. Nobody has solved the problem except for the coaches who effectively bring people in on a health and fitness first basis and help them stay accountable to their goals. One by one, we solve the problem. We don't try to solve the whole problem for everybody at one time, but one by one, we solve the problem. And with each one, the critical mass gets bigger and the future gets brighter because we attract more with all these walking billboards. That's what you do. That's what your team does. That's what your team is going to do. That's what we're going to do in the UK, and then we'll expand more. So, like, this is just the beginning. You know, I did this post this week that this is day one. And that was my sort of theme of my Super Saturday speeches. And this is day one, because we're going to reach somebody today who we can help. This is day one for that person. This is day one for me, Carl Daikeler, and this business called Beachbody. It is day one, baby. Start over. I don't care what happened yesterday. So we build and we grow and we help. And oh, by the way, for anybody who's already coach, you got a chance to win $100 and a handwritten letter from me this week. So, because the top 100 Success Club point earners between Monday of this week and whatever Saturday, so the last week of the month, I am going to give a handwritten note and $100 cash. You might not even know that I'm doing it. If you're just one of the top Success Club point, cash is going to fall out of an envelope. You're going to be, why did I get this? So that's happening. So I hope you take advantage of that. But at the end of the day, look, just keep helping people, keep being awesome. And you didn't even get to ask another question.
I didn't. I didn't, but you nailed everything. I'm going to put you on the spot, though, and just ask you really quickly before I let you go. You're starting to have the 12-year-old boy voice, so I understand it's leaving you. You're a tremendous leader. I've had the opportunity to work with you for over 9 years. I'm very impressed with your leadership, and I'm also impressed with the leadership that you're surrounded by, Jeff Hill and Doug Moss and all of those guys. Not only that, I think it's Christy. Christy, I think you're unmuted.
Christy.
Hi, Christy. Christy's rocking it, Carl, by the way. Anyway, you also work with the leadership in Beachbody. And besides the 4 vital behaviors, is there something that you can share with that you see that's a commonality in leadership, in leaders in this business?
Oh, yeah, for
sure.
Beachbody? Yeah, it's hands down enthusiasm and belief. Like, so like we could look at the obstacles or rebuttals that you need to deal with when you're trying to bring somebody in, right? And people talk about the, somebody argues about the price of Shakeology, or that they don't want to work out that much, or that it's too hard for them, or whatever reason, or don't have the money now, or I don't know, any reason that they could come up with. So let's just go with money for a second. And this gets to the point. So you're talking to somebody and you're going through all this and you're spending weeks or days and you're talking about and then it comes down to decision time. You're starting your challenge group and they go, you know what, it's too expensive. And So, why do you think that shake costs that much, for instance, or that challenge pack? The thing that sets apart, whether it's in management or in Team Beachbody coaching, sets apart the people who struggle and the people who just nail it, is absolute unwavering belief that this shake, this support from a coach, and this service called Beachbody On Demand is so freaking worth it. It's so effective. It will make you feel so good about yourself that you need to not have a blink of a moment of doubt when they say it's too expensive. You got to say, oh, you're so wrong. It's the best value in health and fitness that has ever been created. What's the mistake here is you're not appropriately valuing your health, that you think it should be cheaper. Your health is worth this. Your health is worth more than your coffee and beer budget per month. Your health is worth the effort. That your health is worth waking up a little bit earlier. Your health is worth doing some food prep so that you don't buy the same stuff at the grocery store that you're used to, so that you buy it in a different way, so that you only buy the stuff you need, so that you save the money, so that it's actually, you're going to save money in the long run. But again, the question is, what's the difference? What's that other vital behavior? And that is a thing that it's a reflex you can build, but it is something you have to consciously do. And you can't flinch. You either believe in this because you experienced it, or you don't. And if you don't believe in it, you're just a salesperson. You're probably in the wrong job. But if you do believe in it, like I do, like I believe a challenge pack is the absolute best value in health and fitness in the history of health and fitness, because I know it's in that shake and I know all the value on Beachbody On Demand. And having a coach hold you accountable in a challenge group is a mind-blowing free bonus. It doesn't cost you anything. So when somebody says to you, it's too expensive, you start your response by going, you're kidding. Okay. No, really, what's the problem here? Because it's belief. That's the thing. Enthusiasm. If you're not excited about it, if you don't believe in it, you're going to be on your heels, and it's going to be uncomfortable, and you're not going to enjoy it. But if before you start these conversations, you remind yourself, put it on a Post-it note or something, just to remind yourself, I believe in this challenge pack. This does work. So that when somebody pushes back on you, and it's their right to, because they've been tricked by everything. They've been sold a bill of goods by these. Can you believe they still sell these ab belts that just twitch your abs? What? I saw somebody the other day doing a workout where they were like wrapped in saran wrap and rubber bands, and like that was supposed to, which all it does is make sweat in this one. Like, what? We still believe in this? Oh my God, I'm sorry. So they're continuing to get tricked because there's a lot of hope out there. So of course they're going to want to challenge us back. Our job is to hold up before and after before and after, and say, these people, this guy won $100,000 in the Beachbody Challenge because he lost 180 pounds with these programs. It's the real thing. You need to be armed with enthusiasm and belief and stay on top of your game. And that takes energy. So that would be the thing. And then, by the way, I see it in my own team. I've got people here who I can see every once in a while will be in a meeting, and I can see them sort of give me the stink eye on something, and I'll be like, no, you're probably not going to be here very long, because if you don't believe in it, I don't need you on the team, because I need people who bleed Beachbody blue. It's a real thing. And I've got people, people come in from other companies and they're like, yeah, help people achieve their goals and lead healthy, fulfilling lives. I get your mission. How much money do you want me to make you? And it's like, no. I want you to help people lead healthy, fulfilling lives, and then we'll talk about how much money we're making. But if it's not achieving that first, then you're wrong for us. And so that's a constant training exercise. And I think you should do the same thing as coaches. That's the way you need to train your coaches, and you need to remind them they got to believe in this. This is why you got to be proof the product works. You got to drink that shake, and you got to show that you're drinking that shake. That's why I do these Instagram stories. I don't like working out. I don't like preparing my food in little containers, but I do it because that's what we do, and we are the solution. So we got to show that we are proof the product works. So that's the difference.
That's huge. Thank you. Nailed it. We want a group picture. So someone was asking, would you smile real big for just 1 second? All right, there's your chance. Carl, I just adore you, and I adore your wife. Thank you personally for absolutely changing my life and allowing me to change the lives of the 10,000 people that I have on my team. You have a team that absolutely believes in your mission and will stand behind you. We're very, very excited for the future. And you're just, I know you're the face of Beachbody, but you've got a huge army behind you, and we're very blessed to have you as our CEO.
Well, it's not the prettiest face, so I'd much rather you guys be the face, and that's what really matters. I love what you guys do, and we couldn't, I love what I do, but it's a lot more fun when I get to share it and see people succeed where in ways that they didn't even know they could succeed. When all of a sudden things start to happen and they realize their power. Nothing makes me more uncomfortable than when I see somebody at an event or something and they say, "Oh, you changed my life." And, maybe the business helped, but people change their lives when they take initiative.
Right.
And when they take accountability and responsibility and stop looking for things to blame, even if they're in our business, people want to look and blame other stuff. But then when they realize, oh, wait, there's people over there succeeding, there's people over there succeeding, and I've got the same circumstances, why am I not succeeding? They go, let me take responsibility for this, let me be accountable and take initiative to solve this. That's when you see them blossom. I didn't change their life. They finally got it together and realized that they're responsible for it. And that's where the joy in this business is for me.
Absolutely. Amen. I agree with you. That's one thing I keep sharing with, always share with prospects, is the joy that you get to, by starting to change somebody's health and their confidence. But then when you can change every aspect of their life because of this opportunity, that's when you're like, wow, I'm absolutely sold. So I appreciate you being the vehicle to help me change my life.
Take it. Well, thanks, Melissa. You're a pretty incredible leader, and it's been a wild ride to watch you just succeed year after year. So thanks to you. Thanks to your whole team. And now I'm going to go have some tea.
Absolutely. Have a great night. Bye, you guys.
Thanks.
Thank
See you later.